Today I'm gonna do my pink, somewhat natural makeup for spring. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start with putting some chapstick on. This is just some Carmex because my lips are a little dry at the moment. I went ahead and applied some tinted sunscreen and moisturizer. I took the La Roche-Posay Double Repair Face Moisturizer and then the tinted Elta MD, and I combined both of these just on the back of my hand and then just applied that all over my skin. So that's what I did to prep it so that I have coverage from the sun and then I have some moisture going into the skin so the skin doesn't get super dried out. Overall, this is going to be pretty similar to my everyday makeup. I'm going to keep it really light and minimal coverage on the skin and really just kind of play around with the eyes and the cheeks. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the Urban Decay Primer Potion on my eyes, just because my eyelids tend to get super greasy throughout the day, and so I want to set and prime my eyelids and around the eye area to help prevent that from happening. So I'm really applying it to the whole portion of the lid and brow, and then I'm gonna go ahead and set that with some powder. I'm gonna take my Fit Me from Maybelline powder. It is in the shade 120 Classic Ivory. It comes with this little compact sponge, so I'm just gonna take that and dab it into the powder and then press that along the lid, and this is going to help pick up any of the oil that's currently there. And then to really help set that, I'm probably going to go in with a little bit heavier of a brush to pick up powder and really get it to stay on there. So I'm going to take this fluffy BH Cosmetics brush and really pack that powder on the lid. I also want to take this time to encourage any of you following this tutorial to use your own products. I know whenever I was younger and I was just learning about makeup and getting into the beauty community, I felt really pressured to, not necessarily pressured, but I felt really pulled to purchase all of the same products, and I felt like I couldn't recreate or do a look unless I had all of the same products. If you have the same coloring or somewhat of the same tools, I highly recommend experimenting and playing with that instead of having to go out and recreate everything from scratch. But saying that, if you do see anything you're interested in purchasing from this video, I'm gonna have a link to all of the products in the description box below. So I don't have concealer, I only have foundation. So I'm gonna take my foundation and use it like a concealer. This is just the Clinique Even Better Skin. I really like how lightweight this is. It also has SPF in it, so in case I missed any areas on my face, this will really cover on what I've already applied to the skin. And this is in the shade CN10 Alabaster, for any of you that feel like we have similar shading. And I'm just gonna apply it to the back of my hand and then dab the product into any spot that has any sort of redness. I'm gonna try and keep my hair out of the product as well. And honestly, I kind of like this little bit of like pinkness I have going onto the skin right now. It kind of reminds me of like summer and that sun-kissedness. I don't know, because there are lots of shades of like red and brown in my skin right now, and I don't really want to cover or take away from like the freckles or anything like that. So I'm really just applying it to acne scars and acne that's currently like inflamed and flared up on my skin right now. Probably gonna grab a little bit more for this side. But yeah, I used to be so ashamed of my acne and acne scars. Not that I love them now, but I felt so disgusted by myself and my skin, and I felt so ugly for having them and so ashamed. And I mean, skin is kind of out of your control, but I just remember it would play such a role in how I felt about myself and my confidence. So I will say one thing, as I've gotten older, I've learned to live with it, and I don't know, I want to say tolerate, but I have more than just like a tolerance for my acne at this point. Like, I don't let it control me or my outcome and view on myself the way I did whenever I was younger. Because like anyone with acne knows, like it's so embarrassing and you feel so ashamed of it, and it lasts for such a long time. So it's like, you know, you're doing everything you can on your part to help treat it and prevent it. So not that anyone like is just gonna straight up to your face be like, you're ugly because you have acne, but that's how I felt. So I'm just gonna take a flat foundation brush and blend out some of the edging with the foundation out. But yeah, I'm glad that as I've gotten older, my view on my skin and my relationship to my skin has changed. And I don't know, I don't really like a full face of foundation anyways. And my goal is to one day not even feel like I need any sort of tint or coverage on my skin. But I also am very expressive driven. So any sort of like thing I react to, I'm very expressive, like as you can see now. So any sort of foundation or concealer, and when I put it right here along my smile lines, they become really present and creases. I mean, the skin is already like, it starts creasing after a little bit anyways. And so if I don't have product there, that's one less thing I have to worry about. Now I'm gonna set that. I'm gonna take this It Cosmetics fluffy brush. All of the silver handed brushes that I'm using are It Cosmetics. I really love them. I got them in a set from Ulta and I highly recommend them. I think they're really great brushes. So it was a pretty affordable deal too, and I've had them for years now. But I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna run it through my Fit Me powder and just set all of the foundation we just placed on the skin. And that's another thing, like I am naturally a very fair person. My skin doesn't really pick up much pigment, and then I tend to blush quite easily. So a lot of flush and color naturally comes to my skin anyways. So I can never really hide my redness that much. And it's actually something that I've come to love and appreciate about myself over the years. Or I don't mind as much, I guess I should say. Now for the fun part. If any of you have seen any of my other makeup videos, you may have noticed that my eyes tend to get really sensitive, and even the Morphe eyeshadow palette that I've been using, it's tending to irritate the skin on my eyes right now. But I found that my Tartiste Pro Blush and Glow, or Pro Glow and Blush palette, it doesn't irritate the skin on my eyes. And these really fun pink shimmer shades are really fun on the eye. So I'm just gonna take this fluffy brush that we used earlier, blend in any of the powder. Anyways, I've been having a lot of fun experimenting and playing with these pink colors on my eyes. I think it really makes my green eyes pop. I think it would look stunning on any eye color, to be honest. And it's super fun and easy, and it lasts a while. So this is our first color. I always refer to it as like the Barbie pink color. That's what I'm gonna be starting with. And I'm just gonna be patting that all over my lid and just build up the pigment on my eye. I'm gonna kind of wing it out a little bit, but not really. It's kind of like loose and messy. That's my approach with makeup. I apply it like a toddler, basically. Just get all loosey-goosey with it. And now I'm gonna repeat this on the other eye. Okay, now I'm gonna take my Glossier Cloud Paint and Puff. I'm gonna put a little bit of this on the brush and apply that to my eyes too. This, you only need a small little dab, and whenever you're applying it to the lid, you wanna work quickly because the product tends to dry. So you don't want it to like set in an unflattering way. So you kinda gotta blot and move quickly and make sure you're evenly applying it to the lid. Yeah, so see, it kind of like deepens it up a little bit. This is honestly so stunning. If you have light eyes, like this is really gonna make them pop. Even I think a brown eye, I think it would really make it pop too. So now I'm gonna take my color that I have dropped and broken. It's really shimmery and it's a deeper pink. I'm gonna apply that as the last step for our eyeshadow. And we're gonna do that over here too. Now we're gonna apply the same blush to the cheeks. So this is just a BH Cosmetics powder brush. Gonna take our Barbie pink color and apply it onto our cheekbone. And I also like to drag it forward and sweep it across the nose too. So basically, I just like to douse my features in pinks and shimmers. That's like the key to most of my looks. And then I also like to drag it up onto the temples too. Give it a like sun-kissed little look. I haven't been wearing mascara recently. I've been giving my eyelashes a bit of a break. And then I also purchased a waterproof mascara, and I wasn't paying attention and I didn't want to get waterproof. So anyone with waterproof mascara knows that you really have to like scrub to get it off, and I don't like that. It feels very harsh to my eyelashes and to my eye area in general. So I've just been putting Vaseline, and I've been really focusing on getting my eyelashes to grow and become healthy. But because of this fun eye, I want to apply mascara today. I think it's really going to add more to the lashes and make them pop more. So, but before we do that, I'm going to take my e.l.f. setting spray and spray everything down and set it into place. I apply it very generously. Okay, so the mascara that I accidentally purchased is CoverGirl 3-in-1 Professional Waterproof Mascara in just black. I do like how simple the wand is on this brush, so that's honestly what gravitated me towards purchasing the product. And I guess if I would have paid attention, I would have realized I was accidentally purchasing waterproof. And I suppose I could have returned it or exchanged the product, but I got super excited and opened the packaging before reading and realizing, and then it was too late. And then I probably wouldn't have returned it or exchanged it to begin with, let's be honest. I also feel like no matter how hard I try to get waterproof mascara off, I always still have bits of the product coming off like 3 days later. So I always have like those really like hungover raccoon eyes for a little bit. Not even like purposely, because I try to get the product off and it's not like I'm incapable. It's just, it really loves sticking to my eyelashes. Okay, and then last but not least, I'm gonna take this NYX Butter Gloss in the shade BLGO5 or Creme Brulee. I'm gonna apply this all over my lips. This is honestly pretty much the same exact color of my lips. You know what? I think the last step I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna add a little bit of bronzer. Pull my hair back a little bit. And then down here onto the neck. All right, and this is the completed makeup look. Super simple, super easy, really quick, and you'll be out of the door in no time.